Okay, Alan, let's start with a little history about the Internet. Actually, it was started by the U.S. Defense Department back in the 1960s. The tax dollars at work. For years, only users of the Internet were government agencies and universities, folks like that. The net was intentionally designed as a non-centralized system, which is what gives it its unique operating approach even today. More recently, the Internet was privatized, with the government no longer involved. And that's where the excitement has begun for all of us.
that it would have been 25 years for me and not for anybody else. That and the fact that people would stare at me. And I was so worried that it would happen that it did happen, of course. I went to the drugstore to get some, you know what, and I was so shy about asking for it by name. He assumed that I wanted something else and took me over. Saturday night, I went there in fear. Saturday night, I went there in fear.
We'll see him right on the other side in orbit.
Roger, 762255.
Puste scupare per glossa in mosi, la staffare de un nuovo si, puste scupare per glossa in mosi, la staffare de un nuovo.
Here is your score. Perfect score.
One cross-eye named James. No, what was the name of his other eye? Commence dancing, commence dancing. Just saw the prancing, right and left a glancing. A mercy dancing, sliding, gliding, prancing. Take your partner and hold her. One cross-eye named James. No, what was the name of his other eye? Oh. Commence dancing, commence dancing. Just saw the prancing, right and left a glancing. A mercy dancing, sliding, gliding, prancing. Take your partner and hold. How long have you lived here? Take your partner and hold her, lightly and hold her, a little hold on, just put your shoulders, snap your fingers on the hold.
What plant, when ingested, has been known to bring people to the precipice of the ethereal plains of Elysium? Well, Eddie, what do you have?
I would have to say that it's probably some form of sassafras.
Judges? The judges say it's not sassafras, Eddie. Ephraim, what's your answer?
Well, I'd have to say it's gotta be winter wheat.
Judges? Well, unfortunately, it's not winter wheat, Ephraim. And now for all the fronds, what's your answer, Bowser?
Been there, done that, Bob. It's the fantastic, far-out follicles of the frogmint fern.
No judges needed. It's Frogman. You've won, Bowser. Tell him what he's won, Jack.
Pack your bags and gather your family, because you've won a trip to the National Museum of Vines and Ivy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our runners-up won't leave empty either. We're giving them a 10% off coupon for patio furniture, a regular box of rice-a-roni, and a copy of our home game. It's Botanical Bonanza!
And the same person in 1959. And the same person in 1959.
I'm afraid of riding on the subways these days. I use any other means of transportation that's available.
I ride the subways late at night. I'm not afraid.
And
I ride the subways late at night. I ride the subways late at night. I'm not afraid. Yeah, what's the matter? I'm not afraid. Yeah, what's the matter?
I don't mind traveling at all.
Well, I use it every day. I go to work.
I think they're very fat.
And as much as I can avoid, I do not travel myself.
And the same person in 1959.
It's all about marketing now. Wait, you still listen to rap? Why? It's all about marketing now. Okay, Ann, let's start with a little history about the internet. Actually, it was started by the U.S. Defense Department back in the 1960s. Your tax dollars at work. For years, the only users of the internet were government agencies and universities, folks like that. The net was intentionally designed as a non-centralized system, which is what gives it its unique operating approach, even today. More recently, the internet has been privatized, with the government no longer involved. And that's where the excitement has begun for all of us. So, investigators saying, let's see, roll. Yeah, the beach, or bring it up. This week, no, what's this? That's not now. It's a new section. This is the end. Else, what? It's urban disease. This gate. Remember, I'm running. Okay, Ann, let's start with a little history about the internet. Actually, it was started by the U.S. Defense Department back in the 1960s. Your tax dollars at work.
So, if no one owns the internet, who runs it?
Well, a lot of people, really. You might say it's the ultimate democratic system. It's supported by thousands of computers and millions of users all over the world. Now, without getting too technical, the internet operates through a series of what are called protocols, or languages, that computers use to talk with each other. The protocol used is called TCP/IP, with Unix as the programming language.
Thank goodness you don't need to know all this to get on the internet. It's all been done for you through a series of user-friendly programs. Okay, now I know the history of the internet and of that TP stuff. But what I want to know about is the present. Email, web pages, and what do I need to do to access the net?
Whoa, one at a time. Let's start with the basics. To access the internet, you'll need a computer.
Now that doesn't mean I need to own one, does it?
No, of course not. You can jump onto the net from a variety of locations. Libraries, universities, or a computer at work. But the computer, it needs to have 4 megs of memory as an absolute minimum. 16 megs are preferred. And you need a modem to transfer data from the information provider. It's really useful to have a 28.8 baud modem, particularly if you'll be transferring graphic files. Otherwise, you'll find yourself doing that old hurry up and wait game. And you'll need an internet service provider.
An internet service provider. What's that?
Well, now that's the company that connects you to the internet. They have special, super high-speed lines that connect you directly to the overall network.
Now, I understand there are several ways to connect to the internet.
That's right. There are these online service companies like CompuServe and some others that provide both internet access as well as their own services. And there are also direct internet service providers, ISPs. And if you're part of a large company or government agency, there are even what are called T1 or T3 lines that go direct to the internet. But most of us won't be using those.
So for the person just starting out, like myself, which would you recommend?
Well, you can save a little money by going to a direct internet connection. But you know, it's great to have a helpful technical assistance line and an easier menu of commands on screen. And that's what the companies like CompuServe provide.
So what's next? That is, after I've gone to my computer store and I told them I wanted the basics to get up and running on the internet.
Now you'll need to install the software and connect up the modem. Depending on the internet vendor that you've selected, you'll have a different set of steps to get through to finally get installed. Today they've made the installation process really quite automated, but it still takes some patience.
So why don't you give us a
good idea. First, be sure to set up
Welcome. Hey, congratulations on purchasing this video and joining us in discovering all the internet has to offer and how to get online right away. Well, Frank, here we are, looking at tomorrow.
Not really, Ann. The internet is here today, with usage that's doubled in just the past 9 months. Everyone's going online. You see email and web page addresses all over the place.
The internet worldwide computer network is taking millions of people to places that could only be dreamed of a few years ago. Imagine chatting with a friend online in any city over an internet phone link, using the World Wide Web to browse through the archives of the Louvre in Paris.
Or listening to a live World Cup soccer broadcast overseas, or browsing the shelves of the university library without leaving your home. On the net, you can access resources around the corner or in the most remote regions of the world.
Now, before we get started, here's a note for our viewers. You may wish to pause the tape when you hear something especially interesting, or you need to write something down.
give you my number. Do you have a pen?
And I'm screaming more at Al. Okay, but you know, and then the next morning I take everybody out to breakfast.
I know, I must have been nuts. As I said, you mean they bought that? You know, and he says, yeah.
And I'm screaming more at Al.
You can't hold that note through there because the chord changes so and so.
So, God bless Randy. He called me up one day. Even Nat King Cole, you know. And the old man, while we got this, said, Dougie, well, man.
Shut your trap! Shut your trap!